All right, guys, we are back, and I'm not going to be long because I'm really interested in watching the Tim Zoo Keith One Time Thurman press conference. I forgot that it was today, and I'm probably going to do a video on it. Probably drop it sometime tomorrow, but I want to, watch it and get all the talking points for you guys first. But I want to talk about Ryan Garcia. Now, I did watch the interview with Ryan Garcia on FightHype.com. Shout out to FightHype.com. And before I talk about the things I really want to talk about, let's talk about the face roller thing. I don't know what it is, but I've seen women use that recently. I've had women tell me what it was for, and Ryan was right about it. It supposedly gets the tension out of your face. But let me say this. Ryan doing that is all fine and dandy, but don't do it during a boxing interview, guys, because boxing fans are going to kind of look at you sideways and kind of question some of those odd, quirky things when doing a facial while you're being interviewed, in an interview about boxing. They just don't mesh. It's just not a good look. So just wanted to put that out there because I know some of you guys have been giving Ryan heat for giving himself a facial on the interview. But anyway, Ryan did confirm what we pretty much knew about the situation with him pulling out of the negotiations with Devin Haney. It had a lot to do with Floyd Money Mayweather Jr. Now, he talked about how Floyd was very persuasive. He talked about how Floyd said, why not fight Rolly first, get a title, and then go back and fight Devin Haney? So it was Floyd who put that bug in his ear. And let me say this to Ryan. I know you don't get along with your promoter, Oscar De La Hoya, but he is your promoter. He's going to have your best interest at heart. You should sit down with him and talk about things like this to handle that type of business. That's what you pay him for, not Floyd Money Mayweather Jr., because Floyd is looking out for Floyd. Now, as far as, him fighting Rolly and then getting a title and fighting Devin Haney, what does Floyd really get out of that? He doesn't really get anything out of that except for the Rolly fight. I would be more inclined to believe that if he was to fight Rolly, get a title, then Floyd would probably be getting in his ear talking about, a Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia 2 fight. He didn't say that, but I'm just more inclined to believe that because there's a method to Floyd's madness. Big fan of Floyd Money Mayweather, have nothing against him, but, he's going to do what's best for Floyd Money Mayweather, not what's best for Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is not even signed to TMT, so there's that. But anyway, now it seems like he is back in talks with Devin the Dream Haney, and he never should have pulled out of negotiations in the first place. But he didn't really want to say if he was or not because I know he promised his fans that he wasn't going to say anything until it was actually a done deal or, the contracts were signed. But we pretty much can assume that that fight's going to take place next. He really doesn't have anywhere to turn. We've seen the fiasco where he thought he was fighting Rolly. Rolly said he was fighting Isaac Pitbull Cruz. It was this big confusion. FightHype.com was saying one thing. Fight Hub TV was saying another thing. And it ended up with Ryan having egg on his face and having to explain to his fans what happened. So big lesson probably learned there by little old Ryan Garcia. Now, it was another thing that he said in the interview that kind of took me aback. And it was that, no one is bigger than him in the sport of boxing, except for Canelo Alvarez. And I have to kind of question that right now because of the stuff that's been going on with Ryan, with him pulling out of fights and, just doing these weird things. I understand Ryan is a big social media star. I understand he has a huge following. And I understand that him and Gervonta Tank Davis had this huge pay-per-view. They broke all these, had all these big numbers. But that was a lightning in a bottle type situation, in my opinion. it wasn't just Ryan, it wasn't just Gervonta, it was them as a collective that made that thing special. Now, as far as Ryan's other numbers, they have been pretty mediocre. So it's kind of fair to say that just because you have a big social media following, it doesn't really always generate into boxing fans. It doesn't generate into dollars. You know, a lot of these people on social media are probably, you know, little girls enamored by Ryan Garcia, and they don't watch fights. So saying that you're bigger than everybody in boxing except for Canelo Alvarez, it kind of rings hollow in a sense. These guys that you're talking about, guys like Gervonta, guys like Devin Haney, guys like Rolly, they all have something in common that you've never done. You've never captured a title. You've never been a champion. And just to put yourself above that, you know, I think in a sense it's kind of disrespectful to the sport of boxing. You know, you have to earn your place, I would say. I mean, that's just me. As a hardcore boxing fan, I think you need to earn respect in the sport of boxing. I think you're just big because you're big on social media. And that's not going to fly. In boxing, you have to show and prove. You have to fight the best competition. You have to capture titles. You have to solidify your legacy. And that's what I see guys like Devin the Dream Haney doing. You know, becoming undisputed at 135, moving up to 140, fighting Regis Prograis and capturing a title. And Ryan, you haven't done anything yet. You had the biggest fight of your life with Gervonta Tank Davis, and you lost. So you got a lot of work to do. And I have nothing against Ryan. I was one of the guys who was backing Ryan. My brother even gave me hell over saying I was giving Ryan too much credit. And, you know, maybe I was because I thought that he wanted to face the best competition. But lately he's just been wishy-washy. And I think that's, you know, sometimes his youth playing into the things. I think, you know, once he gets a little older, you know, maybe he'll make wiser decisions and think about things first. And like I said, that's when it comes down to him sitting down with his promotion team and, you know, hashing things out and making things happen. But anyway, that's all I want to talk about, guys. Ryan Garcia, you know, saying some stuff that's kind of off the wall to me, doing quirky stuff by giving himself a facial on FightHype.com. You guys let me know what you think about the interview in the comment section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.